Tonight, 1 week after the mercenary rebellion that shook Vladimir Putin's grip on Russia, growing questions over the disappearance of one of the country's top commanders. The Associated Press reporting that General Serhiy Surovkin was detained by Russia's security services in the wake of the revolt. The Kremlin refusing to comment on reports of his arrest, which NBC News has not independently verified. Surovkin was once Putin's leading general in Ukraine, but hasn't been seen since this video from the early hours of Saturday. Holding a gun, but apparently reading from a script, he pleads with Wagner mercenaries to end their uprising. Surovkin fought alongside Wagner chief Evgeny Prigozhin in Ukraine, and the New York Times, citing U.S. officials, says he knew about the mercenary plot before it happened. As part of the deal to end the rebellion, Prigozhin agreed to go into exile in neighboring Belarus. And now, days after Belarus's president offered to house Prigozhin's fighters at an abandoned army base, these new satellite images appear to show activity at a military facility outside the capital. That's causing growing alarm in Ukraine, where President Zelensky today ordered his officials to strengthen defensive positions along the 600-mile-long border with Belarus.
Thanks very much for making the time. We know you're busy.
One of those officials, the governor of the Chernihiv region. We're constantly strengthening our defenses on the border, he says. We don't care who's on the other side. We headed north to the border to see the situation for ourselves. This abandoned guard post now the only reminder that Ukraine and Belarus were once friendly neighbors. That all ended when Putin used Belarus as a launch pad for invasion.
Ukrainian troops destroyed this bridge on the first morning of the war to stop Russian tanks coming across. And now, somewhere over this border in Belarus, Prigozhin and his mercenaries are in exile, and they're plotting their next move.
Ukrainian border guards like Andrehi are now the first line of defense against a potential Wagner attack from Belarus.
What's your message to Prigozhin and his mercenaries if they try to cross the border here?
He tells us Ukrainian forces here are building new defenses and training on advanced weaponry, keeping the watch on a lonely bridge to nowhere.
And adding to NATO's concerns about Belarus, Vladimir Putin says he plans to move tactical nuclear weapons into the country. The United States has called that irresponsible, but said so far it sees no need to adjust its own nuclear posture. Back to you.
Raf, thank you for a really...
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.